Hello, everyone. It is Monday, June 8th, 2015.
Woo!
And this is Facerollin.
Woohoo!
Excitement.
Yay!
I played games.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Yay!
Good.
And most of them were not Final Fantasy XIV. But many of them were Final Fantasy related.
Really?
Most of mine were Final Fantasy
I
14.
wouldn't say, well, most of them, but a couple.
Me too, guys. What a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our free company reached rank 5 the other day.
We play a lot of Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, considering we have like 5 people, that's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
5 people are actively online.
Yeah.
Um,
Can we talk about how Rachel kind of like blasted onto level 50 within her free trial?
I really thought I
Yeah.
was going to beat her at 50. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
I got so
Rachel's
close.
kind of a beast.
I was 2 levels behind. I didn't make it. I was
and
a
she
day
got a
late.
job too.
Yeah, at the
Recently.
same time. And we put together a raid group for it that's going to start July 25th that I will probably not make it to. But it'll be fine.
You know what else happened since the last podcast?
What else happened since the last podcast?
Kelly came over here and we hung out.
Oh yeah, we went to Fanime.
That's right. And since then, I've developed a problem
Oh
because
my
of Kelly.
god. I feel like I was the one who got him into this. Like, because of me,
Wait,
his life is going to
oh,
spiral.
is this a transmitted disease?
Wait, what?
All I heard was that cats can't get rid of something anymore, and it was Kelly's fault.
No, I didn't say I can't get rid of it.
Oh,
I just
okay.
developed a problem.
Oh yeah, he can stop anytime he wants. He just
Yeah.
doesn't want
No.
to.
So here's the
Okay.
problem. Kelly got me this LBX figure from this like new like kids Yu-Gi-Oh type anime.
Wait, what's an LBX?
It's this thing. Vampire Cat.
For the people who aren't watching the YouTube video, Caps is now currently holding up a Gundam.
It's not a Gundam. Is
Sorry,
the thing.
it's not a Gundam.
It's an LBX.
It's a cat.
So LBX
that
is like
looks
this
a
new
Gundam.
like kids anime where it's like exactly like Beyblade, but instead of tops, you have little fighting robots. It's custom Robo Arena, but an anime, and you assemble them exactly like Gundams. In fact, it's made by Bandai, who make Gundams.
So it's the disguise Gundam.
It's a cute
Sure.
Gundam. It's like a cat Gundam.
Yeah, it's like a little cat, and they have like a whole bunch of them.
a new generation.
No, it's
There's
Gundam
always-
for kids. It's
There's
straight up
always a
kids
Gundam for a new
Gundams.
generation. There's like 80 Gundam shows.
That's true.
Yeah, they were like, how can we make Gundams more like Yu-Gi-Oh and Beyblade and stuff like that, and they did.
Oh, that
And I
should be
can't
the,
wait for when their video game comes out.
That should be the next series. Is like instead of them being in mechas, they have cards, and each card is a part of the ship, and they have to
Oh my
just put the
God.
cards down, and then the ship appears in front of them.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, that'd be
So
awesome.
since then, let me just show this real quick.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I bought this one. Kelly was there for this one.
Cass is now currently holding up the Wing Zero.
Yeah.
I love how you know this, Trevor.
I really liked Gundam for a while.
I got Crossbones.
A whole different part of you I didn't know.
I got
It's
Crossbones
Shane's fault.
right here.
This is Gundam number 3, alright?
No, it's number 2 technically.
No, if we're doing
As we
technically,
established, Vampire
No,
Cat is
okay.
not a Gundam. This is Comfur.
Yep.
This is Gundam number 4.
Yeah. So this one, for people who don't have video, is a
Is a
blue
Nazi.
Gundam with cannons.
Yeah, he has 2 rocket launchers on his back. He has a shotgun,
Mm-hmm.
2 shotguns actually, and 2 lightsabers.
Yep.
I feel like
Um,
I'm a bad person for
And then
leaving.
this is the latest one that I got. He has a
And-
sword bigger than him.
Number 5.
Yep.
That's a big sword. That sword is that is
I know, it comes with a little stand that I'm
0.25
holding right
of
here.
that machine.
Yeah,
That's
the sword
part of
has a stand.
Is
This part of
it?
the
Too
show
big
is
to
going to
hold.
really suck for anybody who is only listening to the audio.
Oh yeah.
They all
I
look
don't give
very
a
cool.
fuck. So yeah, those are my Gundams that I have so far. I don't know what I want to get next. This is the first time this
Death
happened
Scythe.
since I got into them.
You need Death Scythe. You don't have Death Scythe yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Death
Trevor,
Scythe.
don't
Death
encourage
Scythe.
him. He's going. Next is going to be the streets.
You can
That's
get
what you
over.
want.
You can get over this obsession after you buy Death Scythe.
Yeah,
Then-
but here's
then
the thing. There's also
you're
the
good.
samurai one that I really want to get.
Oh my god.
um,
So yeah, Fanime was pretty fun.
yeah, so Fanime was great. Kelly got to meet my girlfriend.
You guys are super cute. You should get her to play Final Fantasy 14.
I think she might be considering it.
Oh my god, please, yes.
She's getting like progressively more into video games. Like she started playing Fallout.
Oh wow.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, went from Darkest Dungeon to City Skylines to Fallout.
You
That's
should
a natural progression.
Yeah.
You should be a really good boyfriend, and for your 6-month anniversary, buy her a Final Fantasy 14 subscription.
Oh my god.
I
I don't
know,
think she
right?
has that kind of time.
No, don't say that. Just make time for her. Just hang out with your girlfriend in Final Fantasy,
Or
not in real life.
play next
No.
to each
Anyway, we went during Fanime. We went to which is an anime convention by fans for fans. We went to this bar. We actually went bar hopping.
We went to a
we went-
lot of bars that night.
We went to 4 bars.
That seemed like a lot more when we were going.
Yeah. Alan brought his gadget of the year. Last year it was the Google Glass. This year it was the iWatch.
It's pretty
And-
stiffy.
Yeah. So we went to this bar called AFK Gamer Lounge, and that place was awesome.
It was alright. It was alright.
How dare you? That place was great.
So they basically had like a bar upstairs with a lot of booths that you could play vintage video games on, or like they had
play
an
vintage video games on the
N64.
booze? I thought that was just on the TVs
No. You like they had controllers for them.
for the booze.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
had LAN centers, this LAN center on the bottom floor, and it was really cool. I really wanted to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, there were TVs everywhere, and instead of playing sports, they were playing live streams from Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and their drinks were like priced like for cocktails about the same as every other bar. But they were so much better.
And they were themed!
Yeah, all the cocktails had video game names, and they are delicious. I had the Lone Wanderer,
Nice.
which is appropriate since I'm playing Fallout now.
Yeah.
They had something about Crystal Maiden. I don't remember what it's called, but it had Crystal Maiden in the name. They had like a murky drink,
For
like named after
Murlocs.
Murlocs. Yeah, they were delicious. They were fantastic, and the staff was cosplaying. Our bartender was dressed as Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Although I think
Yep.
specifically it was from Advent Children. Was
Yeah,
the
it was
outfit.
Advent Children Tifa.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we went outside to their patio, and there were people playing Giant Jenga,
Nice.
as well as Cards Against Humanity,
Cool.
which was provided by the bar, I think.
Sounds like a nice bar.
Yeah,
It
it was
was.
fantastic. And I plan on going there to watch the Dota International.
That's in August, right?
Correct. Yeah, and I played Fallout New Vegas, which is a dumb game for one reason.
Oh.
No, it's a great game. I like it a lot. But it's a dumb game for one reason, and that is when you kill a specific gang, your karma goes up.
Mhm.
But if you take anything from them, it goes down.
Yeah, no, stealing in Fallout games in general is always perceived as a very negative thing to do.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you're stealing from, it's always wrong, Caps.
Yeah, needless to say, I went through their entire compound and took every last thing. I did not
Good.
weigh anything. As in all their ammo, all their weapons. I killed
That's-
every last one of them.
Nice.
And I did it by accident. I walked in and people started shooting at me. I started shooting back, and before I knew it, I killed every single powder ganger in the compound. And I got a laser rifle. No, I got a plasma rifle and a plasma pistol. It took a whole lot of time and a lot of mines that were placed by me, as well as spamming grenades that I stole from them.
Nice. Have you met any of Caesar's Legion yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm only like an hour into the game or so.
Oh, okay. You're kind of just getting started.
I'm trying not to play it so much since the way my girlfriend plays it is through me sharing the Steam account.
Ah, gotcha.
So if I play it, she can't play it.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advance again.
Yeah.
That game is also good and fun.
I
but
love
dumb.
that game.
I love Tactics.
It is
also.
kind of dumb. There's not a lot of forgiveness in it if you fuck something up, but it was really fun.
It's yeah, okay. No, you're absolutely right.
I swear to God, Capsworth, I will poop in your mouth.
Please don't.
The
I will drive 8 hours to you and then take a giant shit on you.
I'm already going to you next week.
Oh yeah, I'll just
Literally in a week, I'm gonna be in LA for E3, and so is Trevor.
Yep.
Because we're big, important game media.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
right. They were like, Facerollin's in town. Oh boy.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
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 We got specific invites from me and Trevor.
Handwritten.
Handwritten.
But not for me or Evie or Alan.
Yeah.
No, I'm not allowed to
people, like telegrams came to our houses.
Ohio.
Telegrams came to our houses, and they said, "Mike and Trevor, stop." The end. Yeah. So we're going to E3.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And I started playing a tiny bit of Final Fantasy VI.
Oh,
I'm
I heard that one's really
I'm literally
good.
like 15 minutes into it.
It's a toss-up for me. Like any given day, I could tell you either 6 is my favorite or 4 is my favorite. It's a tough choice.
I
for
do
me.
like 4. Do I have it on my DS? I don't remember. I definitely have 3.
How's
Yeah,
the story for 4 and 6? Because like Final Fantasy storylines, aren't exactly the strongest.
This is part of the reason that those two games are my favorite is because what 4 and 6 do really effectively is the ensemble cast. Like in 6, every single character kind of has their own not so much their own story, but there are moments in the game where you never feel like one person is the main character. It does a very good job of branching out and giving each person their own different personal goals and paths. And 4 was really good about that too. 4 also had a rotating cast. The difference though is that in 4, you have Cecil, who is definitely your main character, whereas in 6 there are points in the game where you never have that attachment to a person. Sometimes Locke is the main person you're following, sometimes it's Celeste. It bounces around a lot. Whereas in 4 you're pretty much seeing everything from the perspective of Cecil. Also, 4 is still very much rooted in the more fantasy setting, whereas 6 starts to sort of bring in more technology into the mix.
Yeah, literally the first thing you see in Final Fantasy VI is you riding, you and 2 other people, riding mechs.
This is
Oh,
my,
nice.
Through the tundra.
Yeah, it's a very cool opening. 6 probably has one of the stronger openings of most of the Final Fantasy games.
Yep.
Because it starts right in the heat of things. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I played 15 minutes of that on my Raspberry Pi. My Raspberry Pi that I got for my birthday from my girlfriend.
Ooh.
Oh. It's I forgot how much of a fucking hassle it was to set up.
What
It
is
took
a
me-
Raspberry Pi?
A Raspberry Pi is, for those watching the video, it's a computer that is this big. For those listening, it's the size of a credit card, and maybe like 3/4 of an inch like high. It's as high as two two USB ports stacked on top of each other, as you can see right here.
It's so tiny.
Yeah, and it costs $35.
Oh my god, that's so cheap.
Yeah, this is the original one, which still had like video output, like AV output. It also has HDMI. So this one, I don't remember the specs of it, but the new one, which is the one she got me, is about 6 times stronger than this one. Costs $35 still. Has 1 gig of memory and like 900 megahertz quad-core processor, which is good enough to run a lot of N64 games and a lot of PS1 games, especially if you overclock it. So yeah, I'm using it to run Game Boy Advance games currently, and I'm probably going to get SNES on it, probably Genesis.
Oh, are you playing the Game Boy Advance version of Final Fantasy VI?
Yes.
That is better or worse depending on who you ask. It depends, because they took, with the Game Boy Advance one, they took the time to kind of go over the script and kind of scrub it up a little bit. But there are people like me who prefer the old one because of its ridiculous lines and insults that are now missing from the Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
Such as
Sounds
Kefka's...
like I should get the SNES one.
Such as Kefka's fantastic line, "You son of a submariner."
Amazing.
Which I think is absent from the Game Boy Advance one. I think they made it something that makes more sense.
Yeah,
but it's
you
still
son
a
of
fantastic
an
line.
Aquaman.
You son of an Aquaman.
Yeah, so just put a tiny bit of that. I'm like not even done with the intro yet.
Fine.
What else have I played? Oh, I played some more Fire Emblem. Like I got a tiny
Excellent.
bit back into Fire Emblem Awakening.
Nice. I still have not beat that game, and I'm like,
It's really hard.
I'm close to the end of it at this point, but I just have not taken the time to sit down and really do those last couple battles.
It's a hard game.
Yeah, it can be. I think once you start getting more support rankings with like people, I think it gets a little bit easier because those bonuses are huge. But when you're starting that game, like before you have any support conversations or anything, it can be really hard to make progress in that game. It's really easy to lose someone for just one bad mistake. I find the Pegasus riders to be like the most vulnerable. Like if they get caught out of position and an archer can hit them, they're often dead in a single shot.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last game I played, which is the dopest game to ever exist, Clicker Heroes.
Oh my god, I know that Trey was talking to you about that.
Yeah, I played maybe like a total of an hour of it. And let me tell you what Clicker Heroes is.
Please do,
Clicker
'cause
Heroes
I don't know.
is an RPG-themed cookie clicker. That's it.
Great.
That is
Cookie
all
clicker.
there is to it. You buy heroes and level them up so they do more numbers. So the monster you're currently fighting loses more numbers. And
yep.
then you go to the next area, kill monsters with higher numbers with your larger numbers, and you collect gold so you could get higher numbers.
That's okay. And is this a free to play like web game?
It is, but it's
Okay.
also on Steam.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Kelly,
But
are you
it's
not
also
familiar
free on
with
Steam.
Cookie Clicker?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Refer to the group chat because I'm there. You go. Here's Cookie Clicker.
Oh no, Trevor, what have you done?
Okay, I'm gonna. Oops, looks like this game isn't loading right. Oh wait,
if-
no.
If
Alright.
anyone else would like to experience Cookie Clicker, go to Google and type in Cookie Clicker.
Wonder
will
if it's
probably-
bakery.
To leave it running in the background at night, just so that
Menu?
he can get more cookies.
Yeah,
Stats.
cookies. Yeah.
But there's also a story to it if you like read the headlines.
Why is I'm cookie clicking?
Just start clicking the cookie. Don't. It's not
Okay.
complicated. You got it.
Clicking the cookie.
And then you can buy hands to click the cookie for you,
I
as well
am.
as grandmas who bake cookies for you.
What? 69 cookies? 84 cookies? Your family accepts to try some of your cookies. Wait, Grandma? What?
I might have killed this podcast.
Anyway, that's what I've been playing.
Great. Click
I've
I
not
bought it,
really-
Grandma.
Got it.
Anything other than those things. Oh, also, actually, I played Guitar Freaks at Fanime, which is a 3-button Guitar Hero type
Oh,
arcade game.
okay.
And it was weird. I don't like it very much.
Really?
You have to be very precise.
Uh,
And then one of the notes is actually you have to tilt your guitar. But it was
Oh, no.
super unresponsive, so that was complete bullshit.
I've never liked anything like that. Like even in the old Guitar Hero games where you could tilt the guitar to like activate your star power, that used to screw me up all the time.
Yeah. So all the songs were just shitty Japanese pop music, except for one, which was Fat Lip by Sum 41.
I could.
Out of
I could be down
all
with that.
English songs, Fat Lip by
I'm
Sum
okay with
41.
that. Do that.
That's a good song, dude.
But out of everything, and it was like sped up too, so to keep like the sessions short, I guess, it was sped up.
Out of the entire history of American music comes the Canadian rock band. 41.
Oh my god, I'm like double clicking right now. It's just you can get a farm.
Oh yeah.
Click
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh, don't worry, Kelly. Eventually, you get a time traveling device so that you can go back into the past and the future and get more
Collect
cookies.
more cookies to bring into the
Keep-
present.
Keep
Oh
looking.
my god, this
Keep
is
clicking.
500. Okay, let's do this.
You should
Back in the
also
box,
read
quote.
like
Keep looking.
upgrade descriptions and stuff. Like they do tell a story.
A nice grandma to bake more cookies. Each grandma produces 0.5 cookies per second.
No,
One
no,
grandma
like,
producing
you'll be able to
0.52.
upgrade things. Like you'll be able to upgrade your grandmas.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Faster, stronger,
everything.
grandma.
So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay.
How about you, EB?
EB doesn't have time to play things.
So how about you, Trevor?
From 9 to 9.
Have you continued? Have you played anything on your DS?
I turned my DS on
Mm-hmm.
and I took it to the grocery store with me
Okay.
and I got 0 street passes.
Oh dear.
Then I went home and I thought to myself, I should play my DS. And then instead, I went to work.
Okay.
That was my life. I do, however, have a job now, though, so that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
True.
congratulations.
It's true. Trevor gets to move further to the East Coast now.
Yep. Off to New Jersey.
Yep.
Oh, you're actually moving to New Jersey?
We are.
I accepted the job this morning. I was like, yes, I will live in New Jersey. Please give me a job.
So soon, Facerollin will have coast-to-coast coverage.
Oh my
It's
god, you're so
Exactly.
right.
Coast to coast. It'll be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be space rolling coast to coast.
Oh man.
Trevor,
I get to be Moltar. Yeah.
name 5 games that aren't Final Fantasy XIV or Jackie Chan.
Wait, what?
Name games that you have played that are not Final Fantasy XIV
Or Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan Stunt Master. Wait, fuck. Damn it. Okay. All right, I can do that. Ones I've actually played, or just games in general.
That you've played.
Oh, in that case, I can only name one.
Oh my god.
2, except one of them we're going to talk about in the second half. So that one I
That's
can't
true.
do.
I played that game.
Chroma's
That's the
Mod?
one game I played.
Yeah.
Right? No, I didn't play. Oh no, I played.
Play
Shit, what was that?
Necrodancer with me.
I played Necrodancer.
Yeah.
That's the one game I played. Trevor came to visit me, and we played Necrodancer together.
That
And
game
he
is
got
so
much
3 weeks
better at
ago.
it.
Uh-huh.
You know what? He's really good, and I am still terrible. I am so bad at that game.
We did good.
I died all the time.
We got far.
I died every level.
It's true.
Every level.
We got so far, tried so hard, but in the end,
It didn't
Don't
matter.
don't you fucking say it! Go!
if Linkin Park plays in the forest and no one is around to hear it, in the end, does it even matter?
The only other game I played.
I'm at 5.7 per second right now.
So the only other game I played that is not Final Fantasy XIV or Chroma Squad or Necrodancer is a game called You Must Build a Boat.
I heard about it. Isn't it?
It is
10 million.
Yes. So yes, if you have played 10 million, you have a pretty good idea of what to expect from this game because it's basically the same thing. If you haven't played 10 million, 10 million is a game where there's a little guy running across the top, and he's in like a dungeon. And if you get to a monster, you need to match sword tiles. If you get to a chest or a door, you need to match key tiles. Then you can get resources that you can use on upgrades in between.
By the way, that is conceptually so similar to one of my favorite DS games.
Which is?
Henry Hatsworth.
Oh yeah, Henry Hatsworth is.
Adventure.
Yeah. So.
Where I named Capsworth from. Fun fact.
So you must build a boat is very similar to 10 million. Except you are building a boat in between the stages. So the way it works is it's very similar. There's a guy running. You want to match things that correlate to what he is running into in the top that are his obstacles. In between rounds, your boat gets bigger, and new people join it who then add on to it. So like when you start, you're in like a little canoe, and then like where I am now, I now have a boat that has like 8 rooms and it's like 3 stories.
Oh my god!
And I'm only at like the second part. Like so this actually has a little bit more of a progression to it than 10 million. Because the way 10 million worked was you just keep playing and upgrading stuff until you eventually get a score of 10 million and then you win. And You Must Build a Boat. Once your boat reaches a certain size, the anchor pulls up, and then you get to move on to the next area.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's actually
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and like it's a very simple little game. So it's a game that's perfect to play in like small amounts of time. So this is available also on like the iPad and the iPhone, which is probably a better platform for it because it's definitely a game that is probably meant for like on the go play because you can just play it for like 2, 3, 4 minutes at a time.
On the play.
The only thing that's a little weird about the PC version, and like this stuff probably makes sense on the iPhone, but on the PC version, like you could tell it's definitely meant for an iPhone because there are times where you have to click stuff to make it appear or like open it. And the first time, like one of the things you're doing is you're also like collecting animals that go on your boat. And so when they first appear, there's like a little box that appears on the screen, and I sat there for like 5 minutes until I realized I was supposed to click on the box to open it. So there's little stuff like that. Like when you upgrade something, you have to tap on it a bunch to make it upgrade. But you know, like overall, it's a great game. You can play it for a short period of time, or you can really dig into it. So You Must Build a Boat. It's great. But yeah, that's the only game I played besides Final Fantasy XIV.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good segue to the only game Kelly played.
Oh yeah. So I played this little-known game. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, we
only very popular around a niche crowd. I think we pretty much have.
Is it really that niche with like 4 million players?
I know. Wait, that's all? Only 4 million? I would have expected more.
For a subscription-based MMO, get out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that our entire WoW guilds, or at least the Illuminati, have gone over
all the
to
higher-ups.
Yeah, all the people who really matter.
All the people in the know.
We've all gone over to Final Fantasy XIV.
And it's all because of me.
And y'all dragged me into it too.
And oh my god, it's so much fun. I started crafting the other day, and I got all my crafting classes and stuff. And I have to say, crafting's a lot of fun. You actually have to press buttons in order to craft things. So I'm really enjoying that. The thing about crafting is that it's kind of um, it's a bit obtuse to have to craft things because you can only craft things within certain screens, and you have to be like sitting down to craft stuff, and then for it seems like arbitrary reasons you can't like equip things while you're crafting. There's a lot of weird
What do you mean?
rules.
Yeah, what kind of stuff can't you equip while you're crafting?
So like when you're actually physically when you craft, you kneel down and you're working on something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you bring up your crafting menu list that you can select things to craft with your character, as long as you're kneeling down, you can't actually like put on things that you've crafted. Like there are certain things you actually can't do, and for instance, you can't craft in inns. And I don't know why they would do that other than just because of bugs or for quote unquote like world building, to make the world more authentic. But
they try to justify it by having the innkeeper go, no one in the inn wants to hear you hammering away in your inn room.
Which is a cool way of resolving it, I think. But I also think that it's probably because of some bug somewhere that for whatever reason that you just can't do it.
When do you find yourself having to craft in the inn room?
Well, so the thing that would be nice about it is, like, I give all of my crafting materials to my retainers, who, if you haven't played Final Fantasy XIV, are people you can hire that are essentially like your bank. So it would be really nice if I could just sit in my room and take all the crafting materials I need from my retainer, craft whatever I can, then give them back.
But you can do that like outside, where like by the market posts.
Yeah, can you craft in the like marketplace area, Kelly? I don't know. I haven't really.
I don't know. I actually haven't
yes.
discovered the marketplace. Is it really a good way of making money? Because I've heard that that's a pretty good way of making money.
That's basically how you make money end game.
Yeah, I was referring more to just like the area where all the merchants are, because there's a summoning bell outside of all of those areas where you can summon your guy and take whatever you need from him.
Yep. And that's also where the guild bank is, and we have a lot of shit in there.
You all put in there by one person.
We need to get rid of that shit.
Oh, let's talk about
do that. James's stuff. He's the only one who puts stuff in there.
Depending on how much different stuff he has, I might like dump also my stuff in there. Okay. Like if I have like a lot of stuff that stacks with his stuff, I'm gonna dump so much of it in there.
So,
yes, Kelly?
We can actually buy houses, and I was wondering. I kind of want to talk a little bit about that because I think you guys. I haven't experienced that yet, so I feel like it would be fun if you guys could talk about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, the housing stuff is really cool. Like the way the housing works in Final Fantasy XIV is like each housing area actually has like a district. And so when you like walk in, it's like being in an explorable area. Like if you've played WildStar, the houses in that are all sort of instant space. Like they're all kind of on their own plot of land, and you just kind of go visit them. And here, everyone is actually next to each other. Like you actually have neighbors, which I think is super cool. And then the housing is like prices are actually set by the demand from players, which leads to some really steep housing prices.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't checked ours recently. Do you know what they're up to, Caps?
I can check while you keep talking.
Okay. Because the last time I had looked, prices, like the cheapest prices I could find were like 12 million gil for a plot of land.
Oh my god.
Which is insane. Like I've been playing the game like crazy, and I've been saving as much money as I can, whatever I don't blow on the golden saucer. Actually, I don't blow a whole lot, but I'm at like 250k. I'm not even close, and I just hit the maximum level today, actually. So yeah, like housing prices.
You hit 50 today? Congrats.
I did. Yeah, I hit 50 earlier today. But yeah, like the housing prices, like being set by the players is really cool. It means like in areas where there's not a lot of demand for the housing, it gets low enough that you might be able to like sneak in and get a spot.
Oh wow.
And yeah, like you have a lot of control over what you can do with a house once you have it. Like people like pick the wallpaper, they put up like paintings, they have like basements, wine cellars.
Did you tell them Alan's story about how he got a shit ton of money by going in a house?
No, Alan is not here, but I guess I will tell the story for him. He recently started playing Final Fantasy XIV as well, and one of the very first things he did once he could get to the housing zones was just to go look at the houses. And he met some very nice people who just threw 160,000 gil at him. All because he walked in and just kind of complimented their house and thought it was very nice.
Wow.
He did point out one thing that I did not notice, though, and that is that a lot of the houses don't have windows, which is kind of weird. I hadn't noticed that until he pointed it out. But yes, a lot of the houses don't have, like, windows so that you can actually see outside. It's all, like, kind of wallpapered off and everything. Yeah.
On our world, or in our server, a medium 5th class
house plot
costs 30 million.
Holy shit!
Jesus. We're never having a house, guys.
No, we're
On
gonna
a
get there.
poor world, a 5th class medium house plot costs 15 million.
Jesus.
Great. Well, you know, the difference between 15 million and like 60 million, who cares? It's nothing.
Yeah.
Once
Well,
it's
I
that
mean-
high,
If we can get 15 million, we can get 15 more.
like, once it's that high, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah. But we do need a guild house
We do.
because that's how we build a guild airship.
Oh, well, we're
my
gonna need one of
gosh.
those.
Huh?
We're gonna need one of those guild houses then for when the expansion comes out.
That's right.
I guess I better
And
get
apparently
grinding.
different airship, like you can choose what parts your airship is, and that gives your airship different stats, but I don't know what you can do on your airship.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be. We're not gonna know until the expansion actually comes out.
Yeah. And
Which
then
isn't too long from now. It's actually only like a week and a half away.
then we'll just read poorly written wiki articles.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, that's fun. I know we talked about Final Fantasy 14 last time because you had already
And the
been
time
playing
before
it,
that.
perhaps. The time before that. Did we talk about the Golden Saucer at all at any point?
Probably.
Probably. I think we can safely pass on the Golden Saucer at this point.
Yeah.
really-
We both have many cards.
I have
You
a lot
have
of cards.
probably many more than me.
I have 58 cards.
I have 30.
I'm 2 away from having 3-star cards be unlocked.
Jesus.
I'm excited.
Man, so
Out of here.
I
Who do
think
you
I
think
can
you are?
safely say that I've clicked a lot.
Yeah.
That I've played Cookie Clicker, and let me tell you, this game is really addicting. I'm at 77.9 cookies per second right now.
Trevor
Uh,
played the game nonstop for a month and a half.
Really?
Well, I mean, once you get the stuff that makes cookies for you, I would open it up and just like leave it in the background, so I would generate
Yes,
a bunch
I
of
would
cookies
turn his
overnight.
computer on in the morning, and that would be open.
Yeah, just amassing cookies.
Trevor, I recommend
my
you
hand
download
hurts.
Progress Quest. I feel like you would
I-
enjoy it very much.
I have played Progress Quest before. It's quite nice. It's a fun experience. You open it, and then you feel like you're making progress even though you're doing nothing. It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Nick from our guild had it open for a solid 2 weeks, nonstop. He had spells at like level 10.
hmm hmm
Yeah. What else? Have we done anything else?
We have
We-
mostly played Final Fantasy 14.
We played a lot of
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14.
You guys are
I don't-
addicted. It's disgusting.
Yeah, we are.
I barely play it. I log in to do my daily dungeon and then I leave. Because that way I'm guaranteed like a level and a half. At least.
That's
Oh, and
true.
today I did my level 25 class quest for Conjurer.
hmm
Did not read any of the dialogue.
Yeah,
Don't
no, I-
forget, you have to be level 50 by July 25th. That's when rating starts, okay?
Oh, level 50? For the
Yeah.
level 60
Or
raids? I
level
can't...
60.
can't wait.
I'm good. I'm good at organizing this, guys. Don't even worry.
Yeah, we're gonna tackle those ones just like under level to see if we can pull it off.
Oh, you know what happened in the last few weeks? I uninstalled Final Fantasy 14.
You did.
Trevor was there.
I was.
There was and when he heard the news, there was an instant moment of just, you did what?
Yep. Yep.
Why did you uninstall
yeah.
it?
I uninstalled it, my Steam version I uninstalled. Going back to my girlfriend couldn't play any of my games because I was on Final Fantasy 14. So then I just installed like the non-Steam version.
Yep. Yeah, mine. I use the non-Steam client so that I don't tie up Steam when I'm doing stuff in Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yep. Yeah, and I've been meaning to play more 3DS games now that there's so much content come out for Monster Hunter. Um,
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah, I've played a lot of Monster Hunter. That's the thing I
Oh,
played a
I need to
lot.
play multiplayer Monster Hunter. I'm still rank 0 or whatever rank you start out in.
We could do it at some point.
Should do it.
We could definitely do that. I've
What?
I've played a lot of Monster Hunter.
We could do that while you wait for your dungeon queues.
Yeah. Oh man, the solo DPS queues in Final Fantasy XIV are brutal. And there's one thing about the design of that game that drives me crazy, and that is I don't know who decided to do this, but having like 6 DPS classes, 1 healer, and 2 tank classes is not a great idea.
Oh my
Like,
god, that
there's-
makes me so mad.
there should have been a little bit more variation. I guess it's
No,
the thing that's-
there's 2 healers.
There's 2 healing classes, but in order to get to one of them, you have to start as a level like 1 DPS class and then get your
That's
way up
true.
there.
It makes queuing for low-level dungeons very, very difficult.
Yeah, like I mean, it's something that's
How about you stop being bad?
but that has no effect on queue times.
By stop being bad, I mean become
Just
a
because
tanker
I'm a solo DPS, it could take a half hour or more.
God, I wish I could keep caps from the podcast.
Kelly, I have a copy of Nintendo Power here,
Mhm.
and in like the tips and tricks section, it says, "Get good."
I'm so mad right now.
But the Heaven Sword expansion is going to be adding a new healing class, so I guess they are
That's
kind
true.
of addressing.
I'm
And a new
Really?
tanking class.
I'm really excited about Dark Knight. I really want to play Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight would be great. So
I
if
really
it's-
want to try Machinist.
If it's anything like the Dark Knight class in other Final Fantasy games, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because
It looks more like a Death Knight in WoW, though.
because like
Straight up.
the Dark Knight class has always been about like hurting yourself to deal a lot of damage. So I could see this being
Oh,
a class.
so a
that-
healing nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's how this class works, and I don't know if it is, because obviously the expansion is not out yet. But if it's anything like the other Final Fantasy games where the Dark Knight's been around, it'll be very interesting to see how healers respond to having a Dark Knight in their party.
It'd be like, no.
Yeah, the Astrologian is just a disciplined priest from WoW, from what I can understand. And white mage is just a holy priest.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
surprised they don't have HOTS.
they always kind of were, weren't they?
Healing over time?
Like
Don't-
any.
Don't make the game too easy.
Oh my god, it was not easy to play Druid. Let me tell you, it was awesome,
So
but it was not easy.
Nintendo Power.
Okay. So, okay. So you know how the Heaven's Ward is adding flying mounts?
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how World of Warcraft has said that they're not going to have flying mounts in Draenor?
They also said they're not going to have flying mounts in future expansions too.
So, about how everyone listening to this podcast right now should just cancel their WoW subscription because it's not worth playing anymore, and then contact us in Final Fantasy XIV. We're on Siren. We have a great community, and yeah, I'm over World of Warcraft now.
I mean, so I did not play WoW like you guys did, but I do remember when flying first came out, and they never had the intention of allowing flying in Stormwind and the major cities. And I remember they had to justify it in some weird way, why people couldn't fly in those towns until they revamped them. And I've always wondered what those towns would have looked like from above, since that was not something they had to worry about before.
They were straight up like cardboard cutouts before. I managed to glitch my way
Yeah.
into behind the scenes areas in WoW, back in Wrath of the Lich King before they had flying and stuff. Let me tell you, that game was not designed to be viewed
Uh-huh.
from any angle other than the ones from ground level
Yep.
in front of the buildings, because the back of the buildings did not exist back then.
Yeah, yeah. Because well, they didn't need to. No one was going to see
Yeah.
back there.
And then like in between zones where like you could not fly over, like flight masters didn't go there, you couldn't see it. It was
Yep.
just really huge flat areas, and you could see the tile sets change. Like there's literally just a straight line. Like here's a green area and here's a
Yeah.
red area.
That's great. And then when Lich King came out, didn't you have to buy flying separately for that zone as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how they
Yeah.
did it for every zone.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then what they called, like how you got be able to fly in the old world is Flight Master
Yeah.
license. And you know what? I never was able to get paid for flying other people, like a Flight Master.
That would have been cool. Oh, there's one other thing I need to gush about real quick about Final
Yes.
Fantasy XIV before we move on.
Yes.
And that is that at one point in the game you are going to get you can get a Magitech armor. When you ride around in that mount, it plays the Final Fantasy VI overworld music, which is one of the greatest things for a Final Fantasy fan that you could do. So thank you for that. That was a wonderful moment for me. I just wanted to share that.
I love how Trevor is only playing Final Fantasy with us because he is a Final Fantasy fanboy.
I
Like,
really like Final Fantasy. I have always really liked. I like most Final Fantasies.
Especially 13.
God
And 13 too.
damn it, no. God, no.
Have you actually ever played Final Fantasy 1?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I played and beat it. The plot, I mean, the plot in Final Fantasy, I would say 1 through 3, is pretty weak. I would say 4 is when they kind of started to figure out how to do storytelling a little bit better. Because, like, Final Fantasy 1 is just straight up, you pick 4 classes, and those are your 4 warriors of light, and then you are told to go kill a guy who ends up being the final boss because he actually traveled, like, forward in time. It gets into some weird time travel shit. But anyway, you go beat him, and he looks like final boss material, and then you just kind of like kick his ass. You go adventure for a while, and then at some point you go back in time and fight that guy again. And the game's
So
kind
it's
of
Chrono Trigger.
Sure, without much of a plot. So yeah, like Final Fantasy 1 is I mean, it's a fun game. Like picking your team at the beginning, I think is a lot of fun because you can try some really crazy stuff. You can have like an all monk party. All white mage is pretty hard. I've tried that before. It takes forever. Like you can deal a little bit of damage, and it's very hard for people to kill you, but it takes forever for you to accomplish anything. But all monks kind of fun, and then like you can do like 2 fighters and like a white mage. It's cool. And yeah, like it's kind of interesting how like Final Fantasy 1 had like levels and a class system. And I don't think a lot of people talk about Final Fantasy 2. But that was a weird one. Like that is a Final Fantasy game that has no levels in it whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that's
really?
Yeah, so the way Final Fantasy 2 works is whatever happens to your character determines what gets stronger. So the more they attack, the more powerful their attacks become. The more they get attacked, the more HP and defense they get. Stuff like that.
Final
And so-
Fantasy 2 is the one with like Cecil and
No.
it was when it first came out in America.
It was when it first came out, you're right, thanks to the numbering mismatch. But actual Final Fantasy 2, there was a really fun way to break that game a little bit, where you could equip different things in each hand, right? So you would buy 2 shields for each character, put both the shields in each hand, then walk to an area that had really powerful enemies, and just defend over and over again. And then you guys would get attacked and keep blocking all the damage, and pretty soon your characters would have crazy health pools and defense pools, and you could just walk through the rest of the game. It's
I
great.
remember playing Final Fantasy III, the remastered one for the
DS one?
DS,
Mhm.
and man, like also very weak story. Like
Yeah.
I was really hoping for like the
No.
typical like late Final Fantasy experience, and I was just very disappointed.
Yeah, three very much. 1, 2, and 3 have a very similar approach to storytelling, which is instead of having any sort of like large plot, There's just sort of like small snippets of stories that don't really relate to one another. Like 1 was that way, 2 was mostly that way. Like there was sort of an overarching plot to 2 where it was like they set up the big villain at the beginning, but then for the rest of the game you just do these little small vignettes over and over again. And then 3 was probably the weirdest one about that. Like I feel like 3 just went from like storyline to storyline. It was just like tangent, 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 and I never really felt any sense of cohesion from the storyline in 3.
Oh, hey guys, dude. Okay, so I was looking around online for Final Fantasy stuff, and they have Final Fantasy Tactics in the old Final Fantasy games on Google Play, so you could download it to your Android device, and
That's
you can
cool.
totally play it.
Here's the thing, though. Final Fantasy Tactics fucking sucks with touchscreen. I already have it on my iPad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think you can. I think you can buy it for your computer too. Actually.
It's called an emulator.
Buy. Oh, but why?
Facerollin does not
get
endorse emulators. We do not endorse that. But that's totally a way you can play that game. But we do not endorse that. But that's totally a way you can play that game. But we don't endorse that.
Yeah.
You know what? I loved Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12 was a lot of fun.
I'm a big fan of 12. I enjoyed 12 as well.
I
Thank
just
you
remembered
for-
another thing that I played.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're like done talking
Yeah.
about whatever nonsense you were talking about.
Yeah.
I played D&D for the first time last week.
That's right. You
Oh,
did.
how'd you like it?
It was a ton of fun, and I can't wait to play it again tomorrow.
Yeah. That's awesome. What are you playing in D&D? What is your character?
I'm playing. My name is Richard Revelrouser. I am the party wizard. Actually, a sorcerer. We're playing 5th edition. I'm a sorcerer.
Okay.
Oh, how do you like 5th edition?
Well, I don't have anything to compare it to since I didn't play the previous ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's
But it is fun. I heard apparently cantrips didn't used to be a thing. Like I have a light cross or not I have a hand crossbow, but I have no reason to ever use it because I can just cast a spell every turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I guess that's true.
Like I have unlimited spells.
Do you
or no,
still
I
have like
cantrips,
the?
which are not spells. I can only cast 2 spells a day, currently. But
So do you
cantrips I
have,
can
like-
cast as many as I want.
Do you have like daily or encounter or free spells?
Yeah, the cantrips are free spells which you can use as many times as you want, like once a turn.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
But yeah, we started out just hanging, like all of us not knowing each other in the game, like hanging out in a tavern, and then like this group of like the town's militia was wrecking the town for whatever reason, because our fucking guildmaster was like, I was like, why is the town militia wrecking the town it's supposed to protect? And he's like, find out at the next session.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Good job, Jacob. Well done.
But yeah, so my whole thing as a party wizard, I chose the background entertainer, which means I get like bonus stuff for just being entertaining
Cool.
and like making a big show whenever we fight or just like,
Oh my gosh, really?
yeah.
That is ridiculous.
No, I know, it's great. It's in the rules. It's in the rule book.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah. And he was like, you need a power source for your magic. I'm like, my guitar. Because as an entertainer, I get to choose like what my entertainment specialty is. So I chose like instrumentalist, and I chose guitar as my instrument, which means I get a free guitar, and I made that guitar like my casting weapon, basically.
That is so dope.
Yeah. So the very first thing that happened in the fight, I got. Everyone else was like walking around or something, or like getting into positions. So I was the first one to actually attack. Oh wait, no, I wasn't the first one. Rachel attacked before me, but she missed.
Mhm.
But then I was the first one to land a hit. And what I did was I cast Magic Missile, which is actually 3 attacks in one, and they don't have a chance of missing.
Yeah, they're guaranteed to hit.
Yeah. So I rolled 3 times on the same guy, and and I was like, okay, Jamie. Jamie's the name of our guild master. I was like, here's what I do. I'm gonna play the first notes to Pompeii by Bastille on my guitar, and that's gonna shoot out the magic missile darts.
Ew, ew.
Yeah. Ew, 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 ew. And then what happened was the guy I shot exploded. The very first thing that happens in the fight, someone misses a shot, and then a guy explodes.
Oh my god.
And everyone was like, "What the fuck? Like, what have you just done?" So yeah, so I shot the guy. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy.
Well done.
Yeah. And then Matt, who was playing a fighter, threw a chair at another guy, and that incapacitated him. And then he threw a incapacitated guy onto another guy, and they both got killed by that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was a fun time. And then what else interesting happened? Oh, I got the barkeeper to pay all of us because I'm an entertainer, and as a sorcerer, my charisma is absurdly high since that's my spellcasting thing. Instead of intellect or wisdom, I use charisma. So all my charisma checks are crazy high. My charisma is 18 out of 20 right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for all.
Actually, no. If we did the point system where we just get to allocate points.
Oh, okay.
And then I realized that as a half elf, my charisma is actually 2 points higher than that.
Yeah, you have a bonus at the half
Yeah,
elf.
so like I actually distributed. So I had 16 charisma, but then I added extra 2, so 18. So yeah, I'm predicting real good time for myself. I don't know about everyone else. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Actually, and then we had a fight. The guy who was playing a paladin did nothing but sense ghosts. That's all he did for the entire fight. The fight lasted maybe like 3 or 4 rounds. Every single time he sensed ghosts. And you know how many ghosts he sensed in the tavern?
I'm gonna guess none.
The exact same amount as the people we killed.
That's fantastic.
And when the guy was incapacitated, he's like, I see like a ghost kind of peeking out of him.
Oh no!
It was coming.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Also, I got shot in the chest.
How'd that feel?
So, my max HP is 7. It took
sounds
me
like a
down
level
to
1 health.
Oh,
Jeez.
Jesus.
That sounds like a level 1 health pool to me.
Yeah. And apparently we leveled up at the end of that encounter. And I've not done the leveling up part yet. But
Get ready to roll
tomorrow's
1
going to be
for your
fun.
HP.
There's at least 1 fight tomorrow.
What's your constitution score?
Like 11.
Oh no!
So you do not get extra health when you level up.
Oh my
Actually,
god.
no, I do have 1 extra health.
You do?
Yeah, normally I have 6. I have 1 extra health from Constitution.
Okay.
Yeah. It's what
So
kept me alive.
You still get to roll your dice when you level up to find out how much you get, or have they changed it so you just get X amount of health when you level?
I don't know, actually.
All right. Well, I guess you'll find out on the next one.
Well, I can just read the book.
Well, yeah, you can do that too, but you can find out next time also.
Next time on the... We're using Roll20.com to play our campaign, and they couldn't come up with a name for the campaign to like write down for Roll20. I think Alvaro just looked on his bookshelf. So our campaign is now called An Illustrated Cookbook by Good Housekeeping.
That's good.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's what I played. It was a lot of fun. Last time we did Facerollin, all the games I played, I was like, oh, this was garbage, and that was garbage, and this was bad, and this was awful. Now I'm like, oh, all the games I played were good. Mostly because all of them, except for D&D, were already games I've played before. But yes. Has anyone played anything else that they would like to talk about? That they would like to share with the group?
I'm good here.
Kelly?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
I think we're just about ready to move on to Chroma Squad.
That's right. So, this has been part 1. Part 2 will be coming shortly. We'll be right back with a review of Chroma Squad. Like, comment, subscribe, Facebook, YouTube,
Tumblr, YouTube,
SoundCloud,
Pinterest.
yeah,
SoundCloud.com/Facerollin, motherfuckers. Subscribe to it.
We're definitely most active on Pinterest, so you should definitely follow us.
Yes.
No, we're not.
We're very active on Pinterest.
We actually have a website too. I should
We do
probably
have a
update
website.
that again.
Oh yeah, we also have a website that I don't.
Just look
I don't-
look at us on Facebook and SoundCloud.
SoundCloud's the best one probably, and Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/Facerollin. SoundCloud.com/Facerollin.
It's
Probably.
yeah.
That sounds right.
And that's enough shilling. So let's stop this broadcast right now.